Wouldn't be surprised to see something like a Yone ban as well, just to make sure that they can guarantee a very comfortable top side of the map. But to me, G2 is telling Damwon they're going to be locking in all.
And something that's very interesting here about this Caitlyn and Lux, both of these respective players, Flacket and Targamas, have only ever played Caitlyn and Lux twice, respectively, with only one game win between them. It is not something they played in summer. This is what we were talking about just before draft. Big changes to the world's patch, changes to how they've played. Akali will be banned out.
I love the Caps respect being shown by Damwon. LeBlanc and Akali, very high skill matchups, but Caps, he's very comfortable on these champions. Very good matchups into the Azir, and Damwon don't want to give him the opportunity to snowball with that champion.
Yeah, they're whittling down on those Azir counter picks very heavily. Silas was already banned out in the first round. Following it up with these two means Caps will have to go with something much more dangerous if he actually wants to counter it. Or he just goes with like a Victor. And then you're not even countering it, you're just, you're farming, you're also scaling kind of alongside it. It'll be interesting to see what sort of play G2 want to make kind of in their first group stage game.
So Leona going to be the lock-in here for Damwon. Does give them a little bit more engage, which I think Damwon was lacking based on what they've drafted so far, and they want to give counterpick to Nuguri as well, so they want to make sure that they have some way to start off a fight. I think also the scary thing about Jhin Leona is that if they are able to get one kill, burn one flash, that becomes a very lethal lane to have to deal.
And very often, you will look for the Lux, because Lux Caitlyn lanes will go for these flash bindings a lot to try and get their binding into trap combination, but Leona is so good at punishing that, instantly going for the all-in, and like you say, if the Caitlyn Lux lane loses some kills early, they lose the pushing power on that bottom wave. They start to lose out on that lane. There's your Ornn you're looking for, though. And Caps, as he starts to delve a little deeper into the mid pool.
And also, just an interesting note for Kellen on that Leona. No games played this summer, just as we discussed it. All the players, different approach. And as Caps and Targamas are toying with everyone's heart, Seraphine with the last lock-in.
Okay, so Seraphine, the idea there, dang, I wanted to see that shake up. Seraphine, the idea here is you are a very strong poke-heavy mage. So Azir counters often involved a lot of poke damage because there's not a lot of sustain on Azir. Trying to outrange Azir, throw those Qs. You have good minion wave management with this champion, and you build towards that team fight. This just for G2, though, put a lot of emphasis onto Flacket, onto that bottom lane. They need that bottom lane to succeed.
And just like we saw from the Fnatic composition, two ways of engage from long range, multiple screens away. If they can find that to work, the final lock-in will be Nuguri's Camille.
It's a scary matchup for the side of Broken Blade. Nuguri has had a overall very solid playoffs leading up to the World Championship. I mean, you were talking about it earlier. Don't sub him out. Keep him on this roster. And he's going to be given that counter pick on this Camille. The question is, how will this match up? What type of resources will he get? Because when you look overall at Damwon's comp, it's a little bit all over the place, I would say. They've got like decent range with Azir and Jhin with decent pick, poke. They do have some side lane threat. Their team fighting, I would say, overall is good. But when you kind of look at the straightforward front-to-back team,
Kellen's flash ignited with that shield of Daybreak. Flacket's low, cleanse already used, gotta burn through those consumables.
So this is very much
Let's see if they can actually find the angle. G2 have to be a little bit careful. They do have flashes still available.
Jankos, though, he's pathing back towards the bot side of the map. He knows that Canyon could be up to something shady, and he is.
Fight! 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 Smoke screen and the root connects to the Targamas. Heal and flash still available to him, both used. Not gonna be up just yet. One more step forward. Doctor will be able to pick up the kill, but that Kellen rooted out of the tower. Jankos with red buff helps out Flacket. It's a 1-for-1.
Counter kill for Flacket. Jankos trails the play and then make a...
Not afraid to play through, and this is exactly why.
Also, the tag-on effect is that both junglers showing bottom means the top lane can play very aggressively. Here it is, Kellen going in, full CC combination onto Targamas, last shot there from Docdam. But because they took the tower shot there, for Leona is going to get the counter kill as Flacket gets off an extra auto. I think I need proof.
Oh my word, beautiful from Showmaker. Canyon not level 6, collateral damage not available, but the flash is now taken out. And Showmaker themselves set up, and the engage comes from Broken Blade. The flag and drag comes out, the encore whiffs. No music for G2, and they're forced to run. Fantastic Forge God call from Broken Blade, but the scoop, the dupe, the dunk, Damwon Kia destroy G2.
Showmaker playmaker, my goodness, with the Azir sweep right behind G2. They wiped them off the map.
That was beyond beautiful! A 3,000 gold lead for Damwon.
It was just such an easy fight for Damwon to just shut G2 down. We talked about the damage. It felt non-existent. The initial play looked promising for G2, but Showmaker saw the angle. He makes the ultimate happen, and let's look back at his beautiful play.
And they first focus on Canyon. You know, this Graves against the wall, so G2 gets the engage. They force the flash. As you pointed out, big whip on the Seraphine ult there. Damwon are able to disengage that one, and then when the Ornn goes through, Showmaker sees the angle, sweeps right over with the flash. All the G2 members swept right into their death.
That was gorgeous for Damwon. As we mentioned...
Oh, Jankos doesn't know.
Kellen, 10th blade, killing up those wards. Oh, that's beautiful! Everybody jumps on Jankos. And now I start to get nervous. What was that time window, Kobe, for how quickly Damwon took down G2 a few years ago? Oh, the curtains are called! The solar flare cleansed away from Flacket. Flash still available to him. Cataclysm comes down! And the final spark! Damwon, Kia have bitten off more than they can chew. And G2 are willing to fight back. They don't have the damage yet. And Vedius, you asked it, where does the damage come from?
It's exactly that quick shot. Where is the damage? The engage looked good for Jankos. The ultimate comes through from Caps, and it does force the flash out from Showmaker, but it's
way up. Damwon are cutting off the escape routes. They're cutting off the engage. There's the solar flare. It's dodged away from for now, but Broken Blade is being burned down. The beat drop is going to find the roots as the encore is still available. Call of the Forge God flies out before Broken Blade goes down, and Canyon is gifted the Drake. Now G2 are running for their lives. Zenith Blade finds Jankos. He flags. He drags the final spark and dash of life as Flacket and Targamas are jumped on by Nuguri. He's got one as Showmaker gets one on the backside. Caps drop the last man standing. Damwon ace G2.
The patience from Damwon is flawless once again. They killed off Broken Blade without ever starting the fight. They secure the dragon. They walk away with another ace, and now they're going to start to break apart G2's base.
This is beautiful League of Legends from Damwon, the third seed out of the LCK that crashed out in playoffs after being pushed to 5 games by T1. They had to win through the regional qualifying. G2, on the other hand, they dropped that final, getting smashed, and they're getting smashed in their next game at World.
And you can tell how confident and composed Damwon stay in this game. With the lead they have, double flank from Kellen and Nuguri on the bottom side. They never burst down this dragon until already bursting down the G2 front line, bursting down Broken Blade. As you say, already out of the fight, then Canyon can just focus on the dragon. They pick up their objective, and they never open the gates from the flank. Kellen goes in right into the center and lays waste to G2.
It's just, even though he dies, the engage is worth it. It gives Nuguri direct access onto the back line, and it was just the way in which that double flank that you highlighted made it so Jankos is being collapsed on.
Oh man, look at that damage! Jankos loses 50%. The solar flare was committed. Curtain call is available here. As I'm waiting for Dr. Dan to see whether he pulls it back. Baron is up, it's being pinged. Nuguri will be able to use the Hextech ultimatum. He gets jumped on. The Dragon Strike and Demacian Standard. Cataclysm locks him inside, and Jankos is gone. Nuguri stays alive, Jankos does too. Kellen cannot get in range for the Zenith Blade. The Encore's used. Everything used for one kill at the concession of Baron Nashor.
Baby!
Baron empowered, Cannon Minion doing work. The bottom wave is pushing. Nuguri's stepped up, gets that sweeping kick forward, and Jankos forced to dash away to safety. Curtain Call will unlock the mid lane inhibitor, and no team fight necessary. The second inhib starting to fall. G2 simply cannot step forward. If they do, they get killed.
The long-time rivals of Damwon will do to them what they did to them the last time they met and absolutely decimate them. Their base is falling apart, but Damwon recognize that the dragon is spawning in 5 seconds. If they overstay and they're forced to go for an awkward back, it could give G2 a window back into the game. So they're going to respect it, they're going to disengage, and you'll see Canyon now going to be sent off to solo that objective. Or actually, they're actually looking for a fight right here.
Smoke screen End of the line comes out. Collateral damage was used too. Call the Forge God comes out. That's a kill onto Kellen. Cannon so low, but Nuguri's alive. Nuguri throws down the baby cage. Jumps onto Targamas, hops on the wall, turns to Broken Blade, and the flash gets him to safety. But Showmaker on the back line doing so much damage.
Oh, the root doesn't kill Jankos. Caps is keeping everyone alive on G2 with that dive. G2 get some kills for themselves. Can they go contest Dragon as well? Jankos has Smite. He has Flash.
They might be too late. They might be too late. Dragon's burning down. Dragon's going low. Dragon's still alive. It's going to get secured by Damwon. The soul picked up. And imagine if there wasn't a 14,000 goal difference. G2 Esports on the verge of a 4-game losing streak. They're getting smashed. Now on their top Nexus turret, the third and final inhibitor. Inhibitor takes a shot. Solar Flare, near flawless. No further follow-up. It allows Showmaker a couple of auto attacks. Nuguri up on the top. Emperor's Divide, the slide, the glide, the spark. Simply not enough. Where is the damage, G2? It's all in Damwon's coffers. They will be able to back out for now. Look for the re-engage. They get the flash from Showmaker. That will open up the Nexus in the game. The third and final inhibitor falls.
And Damwon just have to play it slow. Time is another ally for Damwon right now. Super minions will be flooding down here to help up with the Baron Siege.
G2, they're on their last legs. Their backs are literally against the wall right now as Damwon commit, and here comes the engage.
There's the Cataclysm, Ace in the hole, everything is blocked by the Hourglass. Flucket is chunked out, but not yet killed. Nuguri finally does with the precision protocols. The rest of the team are melted and destroyed. Damwon dominates G2 from a team fight in the early game to push through. When they take the head-to-head 5-4, Damwon win their first game of